India today. This is Hesha Chimah, and joining me for a conversation here is one of my favorites, Sunny Leone. Hi, Sunny.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, thank you.
I really wish that this was in person. Would have been so much fun. So I'm going to start off by asking you, when are you meeting us?
I don't know when you're coming over. You're so beautiful.
Oh, this coming from you makes my day. I think the rest of my day is going to be amazing. So thanks, Sunny. But well, congratulations. Splitz Villa is here again. And oh my God, I have to say that the whole excuse me, please is like so cool because
Yeah.
I'm kind of like figuring that people are going to get squeezed by exes coming over. Is that what the theme is this year? What can you dwell on?
I don't know if it's squeeze, but they definitely squeezed in
Mhm.
and you know, turned the entire villa upside down. The episode that they do. So it's it's something that is very unique for this year, something that Splitsvilla has not done before. And I think people are going to definitely find it very amusing, very shocking, and very cool.
Hmm. Every time you guys come up with season after season with so many new concepts, and I feel that every time I tune in, and I've been watching Splitsvilla for a while now. I think at some point I was also ambitious, like maybe jaungi, but of course that was a phase that got over it. But the topics that you guys sort of cater to are so relevant as far as today's, whole love relationship equation is concerned. I want to ask you, Sunny, from a very personal space, what does love and relationship really means to Sunny Leone?
Well, I've been in a relationship for a long time now.
Yeah.
And I think love and relationship evolves as time goes by. It's definitely not the same from when you first met. And the idea that you think that your partner is going to always stay the same is definitely not true in any way. Um, you evolve, things happen in your life journey, things happen during your relationship that help you get through the course of so many years of being together. So it's all about, I think, growing together and how you adjust, because adjusting is huge, and compromise and trust. And as long as those basic core elements of your relationship are not broken, then I think you can pretty much get through a lot. I won't say everything, but a lot you can get through. So it just takes a lot of care, and I think that's something that we forget as young people, is that we're in a relationship and you think it's going to be roses and picnics the entire time, and then you have your first fight, and I guess it's all about how you conduct yourself during that, because no relationship is perfect and we all have to work at it.
Yeah. Sunny, so I'm like this 90s kid. So all I have grown up watching is hardcore Bollywood romance. And that part of me does not die even right now. But everything like in 2020 onwards, relationships are very different. Like there's so many new terms like benching and situationships and all of that. Like it's crazy. I want to ask you, like, what kind of advice you sort of give to, say, contestants on the show or people who might be talking to you off camera as far as handling relationships in today's day and age is concerned?
Okay, so one thing that I definitely have put a stamp on this year, because over the last few years, really dating has really changed a lot. And, this whole new generation of young people says that they don't want labels on relationships, and they don't want this, and they want situationships, they're main squeezer, side squeezer, snack, they're this, they're that. But let me tell you, honey, when they're on the show, it is all about finding that one person who cares for you, who respects you, who treats you well, who gives you that Bollywood romance, like you said, and they can put all the labels they want on love, but you cannot change like the feelings of love and the feelings that you want to feel when you really like somebody. And we can change as many terms as as they want, but no one wants to know that uh, the other person is seeing somebody else. It doesn't feel good. And you might act like it's okay and it's like no big deal. But from what I watched, situationships are something that people do not like, whether you're doing it or you are in it or it's getting done to you. I have learned that this year. We just don't like them, even though people keep saying they want them.
Yeah.
That's just called dating. You date people
You did.
and you keep it open. But no one, I think that it all comes down to everybody just wants to feel special when they meet somebody, and how that person makes them special really matters. So I think a lot of the contestants, some of them especially, came in with one idea of relationships and left, you know, either saying sorry or hugging it out or becoming friends again, or, you know, some of those feelings were rekindled within them and they realized that they made mistakes. So I think that's one of the most amazing things to watch this year with the exes coming in, is we see them either rekindle or they just completely don't like each other, or they had closure and they became friends.
Yeah. You know, speaking of exes, because it always becomes such a touchy topic for everybody. Some people are friends with their exes, some people kind of don't care, and some people just have this hardcore hate relationship going on where they pretty much ignore each other, whatever. I want to ask you, Sunny, when it comes to people to deal with their exes, like according to you, what's the right way to sort of go about it? And is there even a right or wrong, or do you feel it's like
I think each
to
situation is different, and how you handle your relationship also matters big time. What happened within your relationship? There's so many factors. Why that person became your ex. There's a reason they become your ex and you're not with them. You know, but I've always been that person who was I don't want to talk to my ex. There's a reason they're an ex and I just want nothing to do with them. But that's me. And then there's some people, I don't know how they do it, but they're friends with their ex. I don't get it. You know, and that, you know, I'm sure is lovely for them, but I was never that person.
I don't think I'm that person either. Like, I don't know what that concept is. I'm just like, okay, no, can I go back to being friends with you? Like, no, things are not working out.
Yeah, like there's like I think if there's probably one ex that I have who I wouldn't even say that we were boyfriend and girlfriend, but we were really good friends, and we made a mistake and we ended up taking it somewhere where it probably shouldn't have gone. And now we don't talk to each other because that would be very awkward for our current partners. Yeah. But I do wish that we were friends.
Yeah, like I think those one school exes maybe, or like off situations is acceptable, but not a long-term one, at least personally for myself. Which I think also brings me to the topic of fidelity, like, you know, whether we're watching it on the show or whether it's in our real lives as well, right? I just feel like the two kinds of solid, you know, infidelities, if I have to talk about, one could be emotional and the other one is, of course, physical infidelity. But correct me if I'm wrong, I feel it all sort of starts somewhere with emotional infidelity, when this whole thing of jealousy sort of comes in and you're affected and, you know, prioritizing, all of that happens. For you, Sunny, what do you think has been, you know, the key factor to sort of navigate through, say, either emotional infidelity or physical infidelity? And what's the kind of advice you would like to give to people when, you know, they're sort of dealing with something like that?
So I think like men and women are one's from Mars, one's from Venus. I think for I'll just say for myself, or maybe like some females out there, I think emotional infidelity is worse for us than physical, where for a guy it may be more physical infidelity is worse than emotional. So we just function so differently as you know, male and female, or whatever you identify with. So I think that when you emotionally are detached, I don't know, for me it would be so much worse than, you know, the physical somebody physically being with somebody than emotionally being with somebody, because that's something I think emotional you really can't really fix. So that takes a lot of
Yeah.
work. That's a tough question.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage. Like, it's just crazy because there's so much going on and then you really don't know. So sometimes even I'm oscillating between which is the bigger one, but I just feel both are not important. Like, shouldn't be.
If you're having problems in your relationship, we probably should talk it out before, looking elsewhere. And sometimes, I don't know. I've been married for so long, and I'm trying to think in my head, like, if a situation came up, but I'm not that person. So, and I'm not okay with that in my relationship. Some relationships are open ones, so I don't live in that open relationship at all. And I know my husband doesn't either.
Well, lots of love and positivity on that for sure. Let's finally talk about the whole idea of this whole online dating situation that's happening right now. I just feel like the availability of people is so much high right now because everybody has so much accessibility, and probably that also leads to more openness, meeting more people, etc. You're obviously a mom yourself, and once your kids grow up, they're all going to be a part of this whole online dating, or probably something else that might come up then. What would you tell
Well, I
me?
know that's a day Nisha's daddy's gonna be like, yeah, you're not leaving house.
But like, what do you feel about this whole change? Like, we probably, I think our generation has not really been, finding love online, like, how do you sort of process all of this?
I have no idea what's going to happen in the future. I can tell you what my plan in my head is. I'm not anywhere close to this, is to keep them so busy that they have time to think about nothing. That, like, I will keep them busy hour to hour until they're ready to pass out in the evening, so they don't have time to think about relationships or anything. I'm hoping, although we do talk about in our house what boy or girl the kids like. It's really funny.
Damn. Okay, tell me, what's the whole vibe like in the villa when the cameras are off? Like, do you guys interact? And if you all do, what is it that you guys talk about? What's the whole situation?
So with all the contestants, we're really not supposed to be interacting so much because they need to be in their own world and in their own element. Like, there's moments where we're waiting between breaks and we'll, talk. I mean, I think there was one time I was playing charades with the contestants, or I was walking around and scaring them during one of the breaks. And then Tanuja and I actually, we hung out a lot, and our families and the kids and his wife, and my husband was there. So in that way, we had so much fun because even though we're shooting a lot, our break times were as such where it was in the middle of the day or before, late night during dome set. And so we were able to spend a lot of time together and eat. I cooked a lot. I cook a lot. Was I making something like every other day while we were there? So it was a lot of fun.
Sunny, lastly, before I wrap this up, you also have such a massive social media following with so many millions of people following you, right? And I feel in today's generation and era, social media also plays a huge impact as far as relationships are concerned. We're all amidst ourselves, looking at whose picture our partner is liking and whether we are posting pictures with our, partner or not, etc. What's the advice that you'd like to give to people, in terms of tackling social media being an integral part of their relationships today?
Well, I definitely think that social media is a big part of our world and our relationships in some way. I have not looked to see who my husband likes in pictures. I don't think I want to. I think they can just let him be. And he's never asked, mine's out there anyway, so you can see what pictures I'm liking or whatever. But he's never questioned me as like if I like some cute boy's photo and I hearted it. So I think, that trust level definitely needs to be there. I think if you go snooping around, you're always going to find something. And I think if you can wholeheartedly trust somebody, then just let it be. Don't ask questions. let them like whatever photo they're gonna like, because usually that person's not attainable anyways, unless
Yeah.
it's your friend's friend, somebody in your social circle. Then yeah, maybe you should check. But as far as like looking at pretty girls or guys or photos and liking them, I think we should just let our partners be.
Yeah. But well, I'm totally looking forward to Splitsvilla. I'm always looking forward to watching you and then this whole new, theme that you guys have this year. So all the very best for that. And I
Thank
hope
you.
we get to meet super soon in person and chat.
All right, thank you. Have a nice day.